You ever had that feeling on a completely normal day when you're on a balcony looking at the view, or you're on top of a bridge watching the traffic pass by? You're completely rational until a dark thought in your head screams at you, knowing the consequences to just jump off, only to then get disturbed by the thought and go do something else. Yes? Well, I have too, and many people would probably agree with me and say that they too have also felt this feeling. It's called the call of the void. Now, I'm not suicidal, at least I don't think I am. I'd never kill myself, I don't have the balls. But the thought has definitely passed my mind more times than I can deny. And a whole bunch of people can agree with me on this sentiment. While there are some people out there who haven't felt this odd, but not so odd feeling, it is familiar to many people, which is strange because it doesn't make us weird or mental. In fact, quite the contrary, according to what scientific research suggests. Now you're probably wondering, what kind of dumbass would think about jumping to their death even when they aren't suicidal? That's what I'm thinking too. And today we're going on an adventure together to find out why this happens. What causes it? I did some research on this topic, aka Google search and click the top result, and it says, impulse to hurl yourself into, well, a void. Good to know I wasn't mistaken. I even drew a few pictures to see if I can induce this call of the void, because I wanted to see if a mere drawing drawn by me can inflict this feeling, or if I had to go out into the real world and experience it myself. Now, to this day, there aren't any definitive answers as to why this happens, but the two main theories as to why are anxiety and self-preservation. Yes, believe it or not, this reaction is a result of you trying to keep yourself safe. I don't want to bore you more than I already am, so I'll sum it up in a few sentences. For anxiety, it's pretty self-explanatory. People with higher sensitivity to anxiety may be prone to have more looming thoughts from this metaphorical void. When someone like this has these thoughts, their anxiety causes them to step back in fear. Luckily, for the most part, that isn't me. Self-preservation can also be a cause of this phenomenon. It's basically you telling yourself to back away from the edge because you might fall, and your brain misinterprets and imagines you jumping to your demise, which is why we get the feeling of wanting to jump. My favorite, however, is the beautiful theory by French philosopher Jean-Paul Sartre, that it's a moment of existentialist truth about the human freedom to choose to live or die. This theory basically says we aren't actually scared of the act of falling. We are scared that we will willingly throw ourselves off the edge. This is the realization that we cannot even trust ourselves, and that humans have an intrinsic freedom of life and death. To be honest, I think it's a combination of all three of these theories. I admit, I do get a little anxious when standing close to an edge. This, combined with the fact that I don't even trust my balance and will, sometimes is what makes me take a step back before I will regret. I haven't been near an edge in a long time, so I went out into the city to test my instinctual habits. I set out on a journey to find the highest, most thrilling, dangerous edges I can find in this lame-ass city. Like seriously, where are all the tall buildings at? Luckily, I found a few spots that could potentially urge my call to the void. When exploring, I found myself experiencing the feeling more times when the edge did not have a railing, or if the edge was exceptionally high, which relates back to Sartre's theory of existentialism. Without a railing, I couldn't trust myself to stand near the edge for a long period, causing me to step back quite often. Contrasting an edge with a railing. Although I did also feel the call of the void, I felt safer knowing the barrier was there to stop my demise. Now, what does this say about us? Humans have intrinsic freedoms like life and death, which means we also have the freedom to learn and pursue. The call of the void is an interesting case of potentially fatal curiosity, where wanting to know more may lead to our certain departure from life. This experience has taught me that humans don't let death scare them from learning the truth of our world, from the experimental scientists, to the inquisitive philosophers, to dumbasses like me who chases truth like a cat chasing a laser, and that some people, despite the risks, aren't afraid of the void.